If you still think that you can do whatever you want and then your $1,000 skincare routine will fix it, or even Botox or fillers or a facelift, you are mistaken. Botox paralyzes the muscle, does not work on the skin. Fillers inflate and stretch your tissues, and then they break down and they migrate and they end up causing you bumps and lumps and all these things. It does not look good. It doesn't help you long term. And then skincare it can be helpful, but its effects are minimal compared to what I'm going to talk about in this video. So pay attention. These are truly the habits that are going to kind of defeat everything that you can be doing to improve your skin. So you gotta get the basics right. So let's talk about those habits that you very well may be doing every day that are damaging your skin. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nadia Ben-Shakroun. I am a double certified skincare expert with 28 years in the field and a huge passion for nutrition and functional medicine. I'm a researcher. I love to follow the latest science in the longevity field and share all of my findings with you. I am also the founder of Functional Beauty, which is where beauty meets health. It is a holistic way to get your very best skin. You can find all my tips and tricks, blogs, resources, courses, all of it is on the beautydoctrine.com. Let's get back to those habits that are aging you fast. Okay. This one is going to ruffle some feathers. I am so sorry ahead of time, but it's got to be said. I know I lost many friends over this, and it is alcohol. It is understood, especially here in the West and in the US, it's just part of the lifestyle. You unwind after work with that glass of wine, or when you go out with your friends, that is the way to kind of have fun and socialize and connect. And so it's just one of those things that have been adopted. Also, I don't think a lot of people realize the negative side effects, the breadth of the negative side effects of any source of alcohol on the body. So there are a lot of things where there is a debate, right? So if you're talking about, let's say, coffee, some people will say, oh, it's unhealthy, but then there's a lot of research that shows there are healthy benefits with polyphenols, this, that, helps with focus, whatever. With alcohol, there is no upside. And I know I'm going to get backlash saying this, but I'm just the messenger. My job is to help you get your very best skin. And so, not shaming anyone, not judging, just saying, if you are adopting the habit of having that glass of wine every night, or maybe 2 or 3, a good place to start would be just to reduce it. Some people will argue and say, well, red wine is known to have antioxidants and polyphenols and resveratrol and all these things. Well, yes, but all of that is canceled out with alcohol. You can get those antioxidants and polyphenols from your berries, your grapes, your supplements, your olive oil without introducing alcohol to the body. Alcohol is extremely destructive, whether it's just pure alcohol or alcohol that's mixed with sugars like in wines. So that is the fast track to aging, and that's very often something I see with my clients that see advanced signs of aging in their 40s and 50s, sometimes even as early as their 30s. That really very often is correlated with the amount of alcohol that they're consuming day in and day out. Helpful piece of information here: wine can help you fall asleep faster, but it minimizes the quality and length of your sleep. So the positive effects are very short-lived, while the negative effects linger into the next day. Another habit that is associated with a good time is smoking. Smoking cigarettes, of course, we all know, has lots and lots of negative health outcomes, but one that's very apparent is aging skin. It speeds up your aging and the breakdown of collagen, and also basically eats away at your vitamin C. It depletes your body of vitamin C, and vitamin C is integral in the production of collagen as well as other health, functions of the body. So obviously, if smoking is one of your habits, just know that that is a huge contributor to aging and to the depletion of your vitamin C. If you're a smoker that's looking to reduce the impact of smoking cigarettes on your body and skin, of course, a good way or a good place to start would be to reduce the amount of smoking and then eventually, hopefully, stop that habit. But what you need to start doing immediately is increasing the amount of vitamin C that you consume in your diet to minimize that free radical damage and to minimize the breakdown of collagen. The next bad habit is excessive sun exposure. This is a given. I see some people go to extremes, which is not necessarily a good thing. Where I saw on the subway the other day a woman that just covered everything. Now they have these masks that cover the entire face, gloves. I mean, she could very well be allergic to the sun. I know I have a friend that developed an allergy to the sun, but if you're not, consider the fact that we absolutely need vitamin D. So if we are blocking the absorption of vitamin D and we're not supplementing with it, we don't know our levels, that can lead to many cancers. You might not get skin cancer, but you can get other cancers and a lot of other metabolic issues, a lot of hormonal issues. And so it's about balance. So the way that I think about sun exposure, it's one of those things that's a must. We're energetic beings. We depend on the sun. We absolutely need it to thrive. And so it's about balance. So I love to have areas of my body exposed to the sun without sunscreen for short periods of time. So I'll go on like a morning walk. It's always best between 10 and 3 p.m. So I would go around 10 for maybe 45-minute walk. Obviously, I wear my sunglasses, I wear a baseball hat, I wear my sunscreen on the face and neck only, and then I leave exposed areas to absorb that vitamin D. And so that's how I address that. That's how I make sure that I'm not damaging my collagen and elastin on the face. The body can tolerate a bit more, and as long as we're not getting to that burning point, we're not allowing the skin to get red. You really need to know your burning point, then you're probably okay. Drinking lots of water and moisturizing the skin properly before, during, and after sun exposure is a must to protecting that skin. The next bad habit, which some of us might not help, including myself, I've struggled with this for many years, and that is lack of sleep. It's just hard for me to stay asleep, and I know that's because I am always juggling lots and lots of things in my life with kids and a career and a new business that I'm growing, and my brain is always alert and on even when I'm sleeping. So that's something I've been working on, and I actually shared my experience and how I overcame this issue in a video. So I'll post it, I'll link up to it in the description if you're curious about that. But sleep is huge. Lack of sleep increases the cortisol hormone, which is so destructive in our body. We need cortisol at certain levels, like in the morning, it peaks about 8 a.m. to help give us that energy to get our day started. But when you have chronic elevation of cortisol, it contributes to that, fat around our organs in the belly. You become resistant to weight loss. You become insulin resistant. I've suffered from all of these things. I even had adrenal fatigue, and then sagging. I experienced at 43 years old. I experienced this period where I was just aging so fast, and that's when I was at the peak of stress in my life after a divorce and having to juggle a lot of things and deal with a lot of negative things in my life. It was just nearly impossible to get more than 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and that was apparent. If you go to my old videos, you'll probably see that even like my complexion was really pale. I had a lot of sagging on the neck area and so on and so forth. So sleep is paramount to maintaining not only your health, but your skin and your collagen. This next habit can stunt any progress that you are making with all of your interventions, and that is consumption of carbohydrates and sugar. So it doesn't matter how much collagen you're consuming, it doesn't matter how much vitamin C you're applying or consuming, even your sleep, everything else that you're doing towards living a healthy lifestyle or improving your skin can be canceled out if your sugar intake is high. Sugar is extremely destructive. It causes, in addition to all the insulin resistance and all the other metabolic issues within the body, but as far as the skin goes, it's going to cause this process that's called glycation, which is the hardening of our collagen and elastin fibers. Think of it as when you are applying a sweet sauce on meat before you cook it. So, it's like caramelization. That's glycation. When all the proteins become sticky and then they harden. So if you have barbecue sauce or any other sweet sauce on your meat, you cook it, you let it cool, and it becomes hard. That hardening happens within our skin. It happens to our collagen fibers and elastin fibers because guess what? They are proteins, and then they just snap, they break. You lose that bounce and elasticity in the skin. And so that's literally destroying your collagen network from the inside out. So nothing else is really going to help you. So now if you're, even when you're doing Botox and other interventions, they're not going to help the skin quality or your collagen density in any way. And lastly, these very basic habits can have a huge impact on your skin depending on how good you are with them or how bad. Hydration and moisture, they are the most basic principles, and many people don't do them well. So you want to maintain your hydration within the skin throughout the day, and that's by intaking adequate amounts of water with minerals. So water in itself is not going to hydrate you, it's whether that water is going into the tissues and the cells, and the way that it's going to be drawn into your cells and tissues is via minerals. So that's so important. I try to start my day with an electrolyte drink in the morning. If I run out, then I'll put a little bit of sea salt into my first cup of water every morning. And of course, maintain that hydration throughout the day. And then the second thing is moisture, and that's basically good fats. You want that moisture from the inside out and the outside in. And so consuming fatty fish, avocados, olive oil, all those things, that's paramount to maintaining the health and elasticity of your skin. Your skin cannot be elastic and it cannot defend itself from environmental aggressors if it's really dry and brittle. So those are the absolute basics for good skin health. Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll keep this video short and sweet. I hope that you're able to change and improve some of those bad habits that contribute to the damage of the skin. I hope to see you next time. Make sure to subscribe. Until the next video, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Take care.